Blog Talk Radio.
Raw living is a state of mind, a way of being in alignment with your body. Raw living means you put yourself and your body first. Your host, Sidhu-Robb, is the founder of Nosh Detox, located in the UK. They offer innovative raw food smoothies sold across Europe. You experience it in your skin, your body, and your mind. And now it's time for Living Raw Radio.
Hello, everybody. This is Nate, the producer. My host, Sidhu-Robb, is delayed momentarily. We're going to have a short show today. Natalie's back, and we're going to be talking about travel foods and what you can find and bring with you while you're traveling abroad, and make it easy for you to keep up with your dietary supplements. So why don't we take a word from our sponsor, Nosh Detox, and hopefully we'll have Gita on at that time. So just stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
Nosh Detox is an award-winning company for your ultimate health improvement. Nosh Detox system works on all areas of the body, having dealt with thousands of clients whose health dramatically improved within days. For more details, visit noshdetox.com. noshdetox.com.
Do you feel bloated? Is your energy levels really low? Do you find everything that you eat goes straight to fat? My name is Candice, and I am the naturopathic nutritionist at Nosh Detox. I am here to tell you that your body needs a rest. If that sounds like you are ready to try a Nosh juice fast. A juice fast is the most natural way for your body to detox, while providing you all the life-saving minerals and vitamins that your body needs and craves. From beginners to advanced juices, we have all the options that may be available to you or suited to you. Call me on 0845 257 6674 or go to noshdetox.com and click on the right program for you. I'm right here to help you and support you. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. This is Living Raw Radio, and this is your host, Sidhu-Robb, and it is brilliant to be talking to you this evening in a very, very cold London. It's really quite sad. I've decided all the sun's gone, and it thinks summer is over. But, you know, one of the legacies of summer is that we spend a fair amount of the summer traveling, much, much more than we do the rest of the time. So for those of you that was listening a couple of weeks ago, when we had Natalie on the show, we decided to make a segment on travel. And on travel in relation specifically to food. Because I don't know about you guys, but every time I just get it together, I get a good diet, I feel good, I'm going to the gym, I have a routine, it's all functioning really brilliantly, and then I get on an airplane. And it's almost like it's a trigger, isn't it? Like it's a button. You get off the airplane, and, well, firstly, you get on the airplane and eat so much rubbish you wouldn't eat if you were on the ground. I mean, what's that all about? Do you get on the plane and suddenly someone gives you a pass and goes, now is a good time to eat horrible frozen chunks of bread that supposedly resemble a croissant, because that's what we do. And then we eat this weird dessert and we eat all this icky stuff that's supposed to be food. Why? Because you're bored. There's no other reason. You're just bored. You should not be eating this stuff. Then you land and you think, ooh, yes, I'd like that. Ooh, yes, I'd like that. Food that you haven't eaten in weeks and years suddenly make an appearance on your plate, and you start eating it. And it's wrong. You shouldn't do it. Stop. So we're going to talk to Natalie, and Natalie is going to tell us what you should be doing. Hi, Natalie.
Hi, Gita. How are you?
I am good. In fact, I am very jet lagged because I landed today.
Uh-oh.
It's an appropriate segment to be doing when you're jet lagged.
Yeah, it is. Where did you come from?
Dubai. So it's not so much in a time difference. It's like a 3-hour time difference. But again, working out, eating raw.
Yeah.
And then suddenly I end up in Dubai, and you can't say to everybody, well, I don't want to eat that. I only eat raw. Or well, actually, I don't eat that. I eat this. And it's kind of like you just eat rubbish, and then when you land, you feel so bad. You continue to eat rubbish, and it's just, tiddly-tip goes your diet. Tiddly-tip is a very technical phrase. Very technical. But you see what I mean? What is it about travel and food?
I don't know, I think people have in their mind when they go on holiday, they can suddenly indulge. They get into this mindset, I don't know, that they get a pass, as you say, that they, can let it slide. And I think there's nothing wrong with having every so often an indulgent meal or a snack or dessert. I believe, as I said, I think a few weeks ago in the 80-20 rule, 80% healthy, 20%, indulgent. But, yeah, I think it's sort of getting out of that mindset of just indulging because you're at a restaurant or you're traveling or you're on an airplane. And it's really the key is preparation, which I'll talk about in a few minutes. But just the preparation and knowing that you have some backups and knowing that you don't have to go for, as you said, the frozen bread or the, 20-day-old, curry or in the airplane or, processed and frozen meat, stuff like that. So it's knowing, sort of rest assured that you have a backup and you don't have to sort of be at the mercy of, airplane food and travel food.
Yeah, but I mean, it just somehow, your brain short circuits, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, what I like to do, so before I travel, I like to just make sure I have a really healthy foundation. And I know both you and I are, relatively, very healthy actually, in terms of, exercising, eating well, and eating a lot of raw food and, basically a vegetarian diet. But it's making sure that you're super, super hydrated as well, because I think when you get on an airplane, I read something like there's less humidity, it's dry, the air is drier than like the Sahara Desert, so it's super dry, so you're feeling so dehydrated. When you're dehydrated, you crave, sugar, you crave snacky foods. So stop. So
you're saying it's not actually my fault that we go tiddly-tip. You're saying that this is the biology of the body.
Well, I think partly, yes. I think it's partly because we finally let our guard down and we say, well, we're on holiday, we can just let loose. And I think it's also because we're truly just dehydrated. We're on an airplane, we're up above, very high altitude, and it's just super dry, and we get super dehydrated, and we want to fill that void with snack foods and crap food, really.
So snack food, the thing about it is that it's the extreme in the salt or the extreme in the sugar is really good for the mouth. That makes the mouth kind of wake up, and that's why we do it. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, well, I mean, sugar and salt, I'm sure those meals are loaded with sugar and salt because it makes it taste better. It helps, make up for maybe the lack of nutrients and lack of flavor, but it's just a vicious cycle because it's going to make us more thirsty, it's going to make us more dehydrated, and really make us feel like we're more hungry when we're really just dehydrated. Yeah.
But I mean, I've been on airplanes and I drink till I'm blue in the face, and I still feel awful. I mean, my theory has tended to be that if I eat nothing on an airplane, I will be better off. I mean, obviously over 11 hours, that's a little bit more difficult, but I've literally reverted to taking raw food on a plane and only eating that throughout my journey.
Yeah, so if at all possible, I really tell people to avoid airplane food. It just, despite the fact that you're sort of at the mercy of, eating whatever they have, you can avoid that by bringing food. So, yeah, if you want to go as far as bringing raw food on the airplane, that's good. But even bringing things like nuts and seeds and raw bars, you can't really bring juice because there's no liquid, but if you can buy, there are some natural juices that you can buy as well. But
like our raw smoothies, but you unfortunately cannot take on board.
Yeah, I know. I sort of bit my tongue after I said that because of the liquid rule. But yeah, I like to just bring sort of bulk items where I know dried fruits, nuts, natural granola bars, things like the protein bars, where I know that if I am starving, I can eat that and I don't have to be at the mercy of,
Okay, so what is it that's so bad about airplane food? I mean, like, it looks pretty.
Does it look pretty?
Well, I was going to say not necessarily, actually. Well, not in economy, it doesn't.
No, in economy, it definitely doesn't look pretty. Maybe, business and first class is okay, but, it looks pretty. But I think it's just the level of processed food that it is. So anything that's super... But we
eat so much processed food in our everyday life. What difference does it make if we eat it on a plane? I mean, I really don't get this. I get that it's bad for me. I don't understand why I feel so bad after I eat it.
Yeah, I think it's also the quality of the ingredients. I in general eat pretty healthy, but when I eat airplane food, I feel like shit. But that's because I know that food's not healthy. But for people that don't necessarily have a super healthy diet and then are still eating airplane food, it's loaded with salt, it's loaded with sugar, it's loaded with things. I mean, I've never completely studied airplane food, but it's loaded with things to help make it, stay alive and stay, quote unquote, fresh longer. So who knows when it's been prepared and how long it's been flash frozen and how many times it's been reheated. And processed foods are just really hard for our body to take in. How many preservatives, how many additives are in there to try to keep it looking and tasting fresh. Who knows?
So you're just saying it puts an extra strain on the body when the body's trying to cope with so much already?
Yeah, the body's tired, it's dehydrated, you're in an uncomfortable seat.
Okay, so what did you say were the 4 or 5 things that you could take onto an airplane instead of eating airplane food?
Yeah, so I really like to take nuts are good, so cashews, walnuts.
But not salted, like just plain raw nuts?
Plain raw nuts, not salted, not cooked. Some dried fruit is okay, just completely natural dried mangoes or apricots are nice. Cranberries. I like to take this also, just like natural protein bars. So there's raw bites, which I like. Bounce bars are pretty good. Bounce balls are pretty good. High in protein and fiber. Things that are just going to stabilize your blood sugar, but really keep you full longer, so you don't have to sort of get into that moment of weakness where you have to think, oh, I have to go for that airplane meal because I'm so hungry, I can't wait until I land. And then there's things like you can bring like dehydrated greens and powders and stuff that you can add to juices that they'll give you on the airplane.
Yeah, the Nosh Superfood is great for that because it's under our product page, and I actually made that to travel with. So I have this, it's in sachets and it's powder, and we put them in our flight bag, but I carry them everywhere I go, and I put them into water on the plane, 2 or 3 of them on a long journey. Yeah,
it's just a good backup, and I think it's good to know that, okay, well, I'm definitely not getting the greens, the raw, whole food greens that I need right now on the airplane, but I'm getting them in a powdered form, a dehydrated form, which is still way better than nothing. So I think that's
and they're air dried, so it's not even so much in terms of the dehydrated, so it's quite good.
Yeah, that's even better. Yeah. So like for example, I was back in New York City a few weeks ago, and I completely avoided airplane food, and I actually felt a lot better. I think it helped with my jet lag. I slept better. I didn't feel like I was constipated or had diarrhea or had headaches. So I think that really helped. And of course, it depends on how long your flight is. So if it's something like 5, 6, 7 hours, it's okay. If it's longer, then you can still try to avoid it and just try to sleep, stay hydrated. As you said, the green superfood powders are really good. Nuts, dried fruit, protein bars, and try to sort of avoid airplane food altogether if you can. So
Sharon, who's in the chat room, wants to know, what if you just want to fall asleep? What could you eat either before or during the flight to help you to sleep better while in the air?
To help you sleep, so you're going to want to eat something that's not too hard on the system. So a few nuts are okay. Tons and tons of nuts are going to be a little bit hard. Can give you it's a little bit of an extra burden on your digestive system to break down tons and tons of nuts if you're going to use that as sort of a meal supplement or a meal replacement. So just something simple like a natural protein bar or the green powders that Nosh Detox makes would be really good just to add to juices. So you're getting some hydration, you're getting some nutrients, but you're not sort of eating a huge full meal and then trying to fall asleep in an uncomfortable position.
And then also, if you like things like oats with tryptophan, they help you to relax, don't they?
Yeah, they do. They do, and they're really grounding, which are really nice. And, yeah, just full of fiber, so they're going to keep you full longer. You can soak the oats and then sort of make something like a muesli to go and eat it on the airplane, which would be actually something that's actually really good.
I do trail mix and take it with me.
Yeah.
Tell me, magnesium calms you down, doesn't it? How can you take magnesium in a flight to help you to sleep?
Magnesium would be in nuts, so you could have a few nuts, and then also in dark leafy greens. So if you had a sort of a air-dried green powder like the ones that you guys make, or a similar one, that would be really good, just to sort of feel like you're getting all the nutrients that you need to relax.
Natalie, there's a magnesium spray that's like a joint spray and things. Would that help you to, you know the one I mean? There's a magnesium spray that you can buy. Would that help?
Yeah, I don't see why it wouldn't. Yeah, I haven't tried that personally, but I would. That's actually good. I'll try that next and let you know how it goes. But
I know. I was just thinking I should buy some and take some with me. And the other thing that one of our nutritionists said that she had tried was that I want to move to the portion now, like when you land as well. What about when you she gets one of those drinks, the sachets that you get if you've had diarrhea, and they replace all the what do you call it? The isotonic drinks. What am I trying to say? Electrolytes.
Yeah. Electrolytes, yeah.
So she takes an electrolyte drink when she lands, and she says that really helps with jet lag.
Yeah, I could definitely see. Again, it's a lot about being sleep deprived, but also dehydrated. So things that are going to replenish sort of like potassium and your electrolytes will be really good. So even if wherever you land you can get coconut water or something sort of simple like that, that will definitely make you feel better.
And doesn't coconut water have a lot of sodium in it, though?
It does have. It depends. It depends how much the quantity that you're taking. So I know a lot of people think that things are healthy, so they think that they can have unlimited quantities of them.
Yeah.
So they'll buy like a liter of coconut water and drink the whole thing. I definitely wouldn't do that, but 100 milliliters, or I know they sell them in usually 200 milliliters, so have half in the morning, half in the afternoon, something like that, would be good and fine.
Oh, okay, cool. So then we're going to change the format slightly today, and in a couple of minutes we have a whole bunch of questions. And Liz is going to come on and ask you about a whole bunch of these questions that we've had people send in about, travel questions basically. And so we're going to restrict them to sort of between 5 and 10. And so I'm going to get her to come in, and I don't want to kind of ask the questions that she's going to ask, so I know that, Now, jet lag. When you come off the plane, like me now, what would I eat to make me integrate better?
I think it's just about being nutrient efficient. So obviously a big thing is getting exercise. I think exercise, and that's, doesn't necessarily food related, but exercising will definitely help, even if you feel a little bit tired.
How do I exercise when I want to die? That's not fair.
Well, even light exercise, something like yoga or Pilates would be really good. In terms of eating, you want to just replenish everything that you've lost sort of by being on an airplane. So everything that's going to sort of rehydrate you. I really like, I just put liquid chlorophyll drops in my water, and that really helps me feel hydrated, full of magnesium and iron, which is really good.
When you land, you mean?
Yes.
Liquid chlorophyll.
Liquid chlorophyll is really nice, yeah.
Oh, well, that's really clever. I mean, I'll try that. What you do, you need like an oxygen bar or something, don't you?
Yeah.
I wonder if you could carry portable oxygen, and they wouldn't let you, of course, because you'd blow someone up or something, but it would be quite an interesting approach in life, wouldn't it, really? Land with your own oxygen going, okay, this is how I'm doing it.
That would help, though.
Yeah, I probably would. And then So exercise would help. Why? How does it, when I'm dying already with tiredness, why does it help me to have exercise?
Because oftentimes I think people are tired when they fly, but they still have trouble sleeping, right, when they get in. So exercise releases serotonin and helps you relax sort of even mentally, because you can be physically tired, but you still need that mental sort of relaxation and release to be able to sleep through the night. So that helps sort of just release excess energy. I mean, you're tired after traveling, but you have been sitting on an airplane for 5, 6, 7, 8 hours. So you haven't really done any exercise. 11, yeah. So exercise helps in that sense. And then, just replenishing everything that you've lost or that you haven't eaten when you've traveled, because you've been eating out at restaurants, you've been sort of at the mercy of, meeting, maybe you're staying with people or meeting up with friends. So just really as much raw, natural, plant-based food as you can get, raw vegetables, spinach, kale, rocket or arugula is really good. Just tomatoes, cucumbers, things that are just going to be really hydrating and replenish everything that you've lost, but also sort of give you a nice natural energy and not too hard on the digestive system either.
Yeah, okay, I can see how that would work. Yeah. All right, so I'm just going to hand over here. I'm going to introduce Liz. So Liz is our head of customer services, and so she's been collecting questions of things that she can ask. So, hi, Liz. Oh, hi, Gita. So you went and asked people for lots of questions that they had for what they would do or what they wanted to know about from Natalie in terms of travel.
Yes, indeed.
All righty, well, carry on.
Oh, hi, Natalie.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm very well. How are you?
Good.
Wonderful. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, wonderful. One of the questions we got, which I found really interesting, is basically is there anything you need to avoid before you actually fly out if you're going on a long haul journey?
I think for me, what I would suggest is thinking about your digestive system, which is really what I suggest for everyday life, but particularly when you're sitting for long periods of time, so your organs and everything are going to be more cramped, right, and more in a seated position, not stretched out, not having a ton of mobility. So things that are going to just be easy to digest. So I wouldn't have like a huge steak before you travel, or tons of animal protein, or things that even maybe tons of dairy I wouldn't have. Just things that aren't going to be they're not going to constipate you, but they're also not going to give you tons of gas or flow right through you either. So things that are going to be softer on the digestive system. Oats are really good. Just leafy greens, vegetables, some fruit. Just things that are simple, because I think if you're going to be sitting for that long, you want to think of how they're going to pass through your body.
I see. Thank you for that. And one of the other ones we also got, we've got a lot of those, was what should I choose when I am on a flight? What kinds of food should I go for?
Yeah, so if you absolutely have to have airplane food, if you don't have a chance to bring backup food or you forget or whatever, I always opt for the vegetarian meal, because I think processed, frozen, and reheated meat is a little bit risky, and it's just going to be tough on your digestive system. So I always tick off, and it's free of charge just to tick off the vegan or the vegetarian meal. It's usually then just rice and some vegetables, which aren't totally fresh, but at least aren't as harmful as maybe something more processed that has tons of cheese and meat and things that are just going to be really hard to pass through your body.
I see. So if you continue what you eat before you go on the flight, if you have exactly the same thing while you're on the flight, you should be fine.
Yeah. So
in terms of vegetables and
the vegetarian option would be definitely a good
Okay, that's wonderful. Then can I move? Can we move away slightly from long-haul flights or long journeys to possibly, doing a train journey? Because I use the tube quite a lot, and obviously a lot of people listening do the same as well. Is there a way you can survive tube journeys considering, or you know what I mean, considering being on the underground, and everything else that comes with that. If you leave the house in the morning and your journey is about an hour and a half on the tube, is there a way to make sure that your body still stays healthy throughout?
Yeah. So the nice thing about a tube journey is it's not going to be as long, obviously, as a flight, but also you can be a little bit more flexible with what you're going to bring with you. So I think I would just bring a fresh juice or, as we said, some, green powder, super green greens mixed with juice. You can bring some nuts or even like a raw bar, a protein bar, something that's just going to hold you over so when you have an hour and a half journey and you then get home and you're starving at the end of a work day, that's going to sort of subsist you and make you feel not like you're starving and you have to ravish
everything
when you get home, but that's going to sort of not kill your hunger or kill your appetite either, So yeah, something just small. Yeah, even like you can take a little box of berries, like blueberries or raspberries. Yeah, a juice would be nice in the morning, and then, actually, I think a juice would just be nice on both ends, but I guess if you make a juice in the morning, a fresh squeezed juice wouldn't necessarily last up until the evening. So then, yeah, maybe in the evening have just, you can cut up some carrots or celery or cucumbers, just some cherry tomatoes are really nice.
Yep.
Just things that are sort of soft and easy and light on the digestive system and, sort of hold you over until you get home.
That sounds like a very good suggestion. Some of obviously the clients what they are advocating, and I like things like probiotics. Is there a specific one that is possibly very good when you're traveling, or if you are on a journey, whether you are abroad or you're at home, but you do a lot of this sort of traveling?
So in terms of probiotics, I usually suggest a lot of probiotics from fermented food, but that's obviously a little bit tough when you're traveling. So probiotics in terms of sort of like just supplementing your body with friendly bacteria, that would be really important to do before you travel, just to make sure that your stomach can take everything that you're going to do when you're on holiday. But acidophilus is one of sort of the most common forms of friendly bacteria, probiotic friendly bacteria. So just one of those brands. There's tons and tons and tons. They have them in Holland & Barrett and Whole Foods and Planet Organic in London, and then obviously Whole Foods and Natural Food Source in the U.S. So yeah, I would probably suggest that, and that's actually a really good recommendation just for preparing your body for travel and making sure you have enough healthy bacteria in your stomach and good gut flora to take everything that you're going to give your body when you are on holiday. So yeah.
Okay. So I just obviously wonderful. Thank you. I just wanted to sort of go back really to you and hear a little bit more about what you do and why you do it and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah. So I run a holistic nutrition company, so I do one-on-one consultations with people that just sort of want to get healthy, and that can be anything from having digestive issues or chronic fatigue or just an overall lack of energy. They're stressed out. They aren't really sure. They have a good understanding of what they should be eating, yet they can't really apply it to themselves and can't really figure out how to decipher all of the information that's out there on the web and the media and how to apply it to themselves. And I also do workshops. I do a bunch of writing, and I do some consulting for different health and wellness companies as well. So yeah, why I do what I do, I just have always had a really strong passion about food and healing and how we can use food to just really energize us and heal us and make us healthy and prevent disease. And I've sort of gone into it through a host of different reasons, through my mother passed away from colon cancer, and just sort of realizing that food is way more powerful than we think, and sometimes the natural solution, it can be the best solution. It doesn't always have to be a super complicated
right.
Yeah, way that we have to get to, just getting healthy. So, yeah, that's where I am today, basically.
And do you practice mainly, obviously, in the UK?
Yeah, so I'm in London. I do have, because I'm American, I have clients in the US, and then I just conduct sessions over Skype, and then I go to the US around 2 or 3 times a year. But yeah, I'm based in Northwest or West London.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Wonderful. I know you are obviously. There's time constraints. Obviously, it is 6:30.
Yes.
So can I take this opportunity to say thank you very much?
Yeah. You're welcome.
And I most certainly am going to try and sort of use some of the things that you've said, definitely about the probiotics, and most certainly what to have before a long-haul flight. So thank you, and hopefully we might get to meet at some point.
Yes, definitely. Thank you, Liz.
Okay, thank you. Have a lovely evening.
You too.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Nate.
bloated? Is your energy levels really low? Do you find everything that you eat goes straight to fat? My name is Candice, and I am the naturopathic nutritionist at Nosh Detox. I am here to tell you that your body needs a rest. If that sounds like you are ready to try a Nosh juice fast. A juice fast is the most natural way for your body to detox, while providing you all the life-saving minerals and vitamins that your body needs and craves. From beginners to advanced juices, we have all the options that may be available to you or suited to you. Call me on 0845 257 6674 or go to noshdetox.com and click on the right program for you. I'm right here to help you and support you. Thank you.
Nosh Detox is an award-winning company for your ultimate health improvement. Nosh Detox system works on all areas of the body, having dealt with thousands of clients whose health dramatically improved within days. For more details, visit noshdetox.com. noshdetox.com.
Well, hello, everybody. This is Nate, the producer. Yes, the American producer of the British Lady Show. And Gita's got to go, and Natalie had to run, and Liz, well, she did what she had to do, and the show is pretty much done right now. So I just want to give you a couple of announcements we've got going on for the next coming week. We have a lady that's going to be calling in. Her name is Gina Ruby. And she's going to be on our next show. And I think that you're going to enjoy that. It's going to be a really good talk with Gita, and what Gita brings to the table is a lot of very inspirational women in business, and they bring so much knowledge and lessons to everyone that's able to listen to the show, which means that's why we have our archives. So if you have an opportunity to hear the archives, please take the time to go back to all the other shows that we've done and get all that information from all the nutritional value that we bring to the table, to all of the entrepreneurial endeavors that are out there. And we just want to empower people and make sure that everybody has, the wellness of mind and spirit, and of course their physical bodies, to be able to endure the world around them. So that's what we're doing here on the Living Raw Radio, because life, well, when you live it raw, you're living it right. So that's our motto here. And you're closer to nature that way. You're just closer to being what you should be, and that's totally in tune with everything around you in life. So thanks again to Natalie Angstadt for being with us. When she comes up next, we were talking about it, actually, Natalie and I, in the side room, and we think that we're going to talk about sexy food. How does that sound? If you want to chime in on that subject, please email us, okay? Just email us at info@noshdetox.com. Make there the subject line says sexy food, and we're going to talk, I think, about foods and how they can make you feel certain ways sexually, and maybe add a little spice to this conversation, and see what Gita thinks about that. So anyway, Gina Ruby next week on the show. We're Living Raw Radio. For Gita, Sidhu-Robb, and myself, Nate the producer, we thank you for being with us. Have a great evening.